What's up everyone, June with the Sushi Man here, and today I'll be teaching you how to make spicy mayo. Now spicy mayo has become very popular over the years, especially here in the States, and you could probably find it at your local market. But this is my personal recipe, and as you can see here, it consists of a bunch of ingredients. It's a little more work, but trust me, it will be worth it. For all those that's been asking to buy a bottle, here you go. Just follow this and you can make it on your own now. And if you enjoy recipes like this and want to learn more about making sushi, be sure to check out my book, How to Make Sushi at Home, a fundamental guide for beginners and beyond. It's the perfect book for those that want to learn how to make sushi, but is too intimidated to start. I'll leave some links in the description below if you're interested. Alright, now let's get right into it. First, let's go over really quickly the tools and supplies. There's not much since we're just mixing all these things together. So you're going to need a medium-sized bowl, preferably with a spout. This will make it easier to transfer it into the bottle. Next, a small whisk. Then some sort of squeeze bottle. This one's pretty cool because it has an attached cap to close it airtight. I think I got this from a local Asian market, but I'm sure you can find something similar on Amazon. Just make sure it has some sort of cap to it like this one. But yeah, basically some sort of squeeze bottle. You also want some measuring spoons. I have all these ingredients measured out already, but you'll probably want to measure it and put it into the bowl directly. And lastly, a spoon or spatula to transfer the mayo into the sauce bottle. That's about it. Next, we'll go over the ingredients. Alright, as you see here, my recipe is a little more intricate than your typical spicy mayo, but I'll tell you again, it's worth the extra work. Now, a lot of places will just mix mayo and sriracha together, and it's just, it's alright, but it's nothing special. So some key ingredients here that makes this much better is first off the mayo. And I have this measured out already, but this has to be Japanese Kewpie mayo. That is the first key ingredient. And if you don't know how Japanese Kewpie mayo looks, it comes in a tube like this. I think they even sell it at non-Asian markets nowadays. The package will be something like this, and we're going to be using half of this tube, which is 250 grams, since this entire thing is 500 grams. Next, we have some sriracha sauce, and this is right about a half tablespoon. Okay, and next is some Tabasco sauce. This is a 1/4 teaspoon, but the key here is to use the habanero version of it. I've used both the regular and this one, and the habanero one gives it the best flavor. So key ingredient number 2 is habanero Tabasco. Alright, next we have 1 teaspoon of gochugaru, which is Korean red pepper flakes. Now if you don't know how it looks, it usually comes in a bag like this. And of course you don't have to get a big old huge bag like this one, but it should say red pepper powder. And be sure to get the powder version because there's some that are much more coarse, which won't mix in with the mayo that well. So that's key ingredient number 3. Next we have a half teaspoon of regular cayenne pepper powder. And lastly, a half teaspoon of dark chili powder. You should be able to find cayenne and chili powder in the spice section of any grocery store. Alright, that's it for the ingredients. And I'll have links for these in the description below in case you can't find it at your local store. Okay, now let's get into the actual process. So first, we're going to take all these spices and put it in the bowl to mix it. We'll start off with the sriracha. Next is the Tabasco. A little bit of Tabasco goes a long way, but you can add more or put less depending on your preference, and that goes for all these spices. Now we'll add the Korean red pepper powder or gochugaru. And next we'll have the cayenne pepper. And lastly the chili powder. Alright, so now we want to mix this in with the mayo, but before we do, sometimes the Korean pepper powder will have some clumps in it. I don't know if you can quite see it here, but we want to mix this all together first to get rid of any of those clumps. Once it's all mixed smooth with no clumps, then we could put the mayo in. And you might find a rubber spatula to come in handy here, or you could just use a spoon like me, but try to get as much of the mayo as you can. Alright, now we just simply mix it. Be sure to mix this well and get all the outer edges. You don't want any chunks of spice left over. Once you get this smooth consistency and the color has evened out, then you should be good. Now we're going to transfer this into the squeeze bottle. And if your bowl has a spout like this one, definitely use it. And if it doesn't, then I highly recommend using a funnel, or else it ends up being a really hot mess. Alright, and there we go. And trust me, I haven't changed this recipe for over 15 years, and it's always a crowd favorite. And you can use it on a ton of things, not just sushi. It goes really well with salads, sandwiches, fried chicken, especially Japanese karaage. Test it out for yourself and see what you like it on. And this should last you about 3 to 4 months, as long as it's refrigerated and in an airtight container. Alright, that's it. Here's a few pictures of some rolls where I use spicy mayo. And now that you know how to make some legit spicy mayo, head on over to these videos so you can make some sushi to put it on. As always, thanks for watching, and hit that like and subscribe button if you found this video helpful. See you on the next one. ありがとうございます。